Call to order the Waverly City Council for October 16th, 2016, or 17. Before I call for a motion to approve the agenda, counting people, we need a quorum. For the public, we need a quorum of 4 people to proceed. We got it. All right. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as distributed by our city clerk, Carla Geyer?
Move approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion seconded. Council discussion. All in favor signify with yes.
Yes. Yes.
Opposed with no. Becomes our agenda. Is there a motion to approve the September 25th and October 2nd minutes, also as distributed by our city clerk?
Move approval of those 2 minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
As motion seconded, council discussion. All in favor signify with yes.
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 Opposed with no. Those are approved minutes. We welcome back for our second meeting in the month of October our guest council person, Dietrich Drenko. Any words as we lead in?
No, not really. It's just nice to be back.
Good to have you back. This is the date, time, and place for a public hearing on amending the planned development district language with new planned development language. City Clerk, do we have any written comments on this public hearing?
We do not, Your Honor.
I think then I'd welcome any public comments at this time. Hearing none, close the hearing. Move directly to a motion, please.
I'll move the second reading of Ordinance 1027, an ordinance amending Chapter 100, Section 100.17, PD, Plan Development District, providing for replacement of Plan Development language with new Plan Development District language.
Second, please.
Second.
Motion and seconded. Council discussion. Roll call vote, please.
Lampy.
Yes.
McKenzie.
Yes.
Rezachek.
Yes.
Waldstein.
Yes.
The second reading of ordinance 1027 is unanimously approved. At this time, I'd welcome any comments by the public on any items that are not on tonight's agenda. Hearing none. We have 7 items on tonight's consent calendar. They are a WHKS bill for pedestrian bridge work. We have Feldman Concrete bill for library parking lot. We have an ACOM bill for Southeast Waverly flood protection. We have a valuation services bill for Parkway East work. We have a McClure Engineering Airport runway work bill. We have a liquor license to approve for beach taverns and a cash disbursements for September. Is there a motion?
Move approval of the consent calendar.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion second. All in favor signify with yes.
Yes.
Those with no. Approved. Regular business item number 1 is a play unit purchase for Rolling Hills Park. For the public, if we don't know, that's out east, our wonderful home in Monaghan Division to our east. Any lead-in comments on this one? We could do a motion, but might be nice for the public to hear what we're actually putting in here.
Yes, sir. We were looking at doing some play equipment in the Rolling Hills Park area. We had budgeted to do this year. We are under budget currently. I know Tab has some pictures you'd like to show, kind of what it may look like conceptually. And so if you'd be willing to do that, we'll kind of move forward then.
It's wonderful. We can celebrate with this community some of the evolution of their children's play areas.
As the, good evening. As the agenda memo says, that we solicited proposals from 3 companies and received 9. We had a neighborhood meeting where we showed the 9 proposals up on the wall, and I have the winning proposal up here out in the hallway too, so you can stop by and look at a few more pictures of it. We had the neighborhood vote. We had 18 families attend, and they picked this one. So this is a Miracle Unit, one of the big companies that sell these. This is industrial strength type play equipment, as opposed to something you'd buy at like Menards or something like that. So we have $35,000 budgeted for this. This is $25,000 and a couple grand for swings, and request that we approve this. The Leisure Services Commission approved it or recommended approval at their meeting last month.
Great. You could maybe stay there. We could answer questions in a council discussion. Let's do a motion, please.
I would move approval of the purchase of a Miracle Play Unit for Rolling Hills Park from Bolin Recreation of Marshalltown, Iowa for $24,999 plus the optional swing set for $1,800.
Second, please.
Second.
Motion second, council discussion.
This is fully installed, everything.
It'll be a neighborhood install. They provide a foreman and tell us where to auger the holes and that sort of thing. The neighborhood comes and helps us put it together.
And this includes like the gravel or whatever's on the ground around it.
It does not include the fall material. That'll be another expense. The amount is $35,000, and we hope to get that done, and a basketball slab is what the neighborhood wants.
I know we've been approached by parents to make our parks, playground equipment more universally acceptable, usable.
Right.
Is the surface here going to help us in that?
It will. It's not the best surface, but we didn't budget for that in this situation. We can't make them all. We're going to try to make the main ones as much as we can inclusive, and that's a goal of the Leisure Services Commission and myself.
So can you describe this surface, what we're getting here?
It's playground mulch, so it's been tested, and we have to buy it specially from a particular company. Is
it loose or firm?
It's
When you
wood
say
mulch.
It's loose, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's mulch.
It does compact though, so a wheelchair can go across it, but it's not very easy.
Yeah, but that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not really good enough.
I understand. More council discussion. Any public input on this item? All in favor, signify with yes.
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 Opposed with no, unanimously approved. Congratulations, Rolling Hills Park. Regular business item number 2 is to amend our Pro Shop lease with the Country Club to have a shared purchase of some new software. This one, however, there's some issue. City Administrator, please.
Yes, sir. We had met earlier with the Country Club about the software going forward. They have some additional questions, some things they'd like us to dig a little further into. And so if council would, I would ask for no action on this tonight, and possibly at a later date, we will bring it back once those questions have been answered to the Country Club's satisfaction, as we're going to jointly hopefully do something with this software. I think it's a good partnership if we can get the questions answered correctly for them. But at this point in time, we just would rather pull back and not go forward.
Okay.
If council's willing to do that.
Yeah.
Are there any downsides, timing-wise, to not act on it now?
No, ma'am. We're about out of our season as they're winding down as well. We would hopefully have something brought back in the early part of next year so that we would be ahead of the seasons starting up for both us and the Country Club.
Okay. Regular business item number 3 is to complete the library parking lot project. Motion, please.
Mayor, do we need to request a motion on item 2 and then just let it die for lack of a motion? Just
I'd prefer to let it die. Often if we table it to another date, and we're not sure when that date would be. So if council would allow that, we'd just soon let it die for lack of a motion.
Technically, I'm wondering, do we need to at least
So
call for
if
it?
someone would like to
motion.
make a motion.
That's fine, I
And then
understand
we
that.
could just not second it.
Yes, sir. I
Or
appreciate
not
that.
even move it, if nobody wants to.
Well, is there a motion? Would someone like to read the motion? And no one does, therefore it dies.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Council. Regular business item number 3 is to complete our library parking lot project. A motion, please.
Move Resolution 17-130, resolution accepting the library parking lot improvements 2017 project as a complete and improving change order number 1 for the final adjustment of quantities in the amount of $3,091.30 increase, and a final pay request in the amount of $6,799.47 to Feldman Concrete of Dyersville, Iowa.
Second, please.
Second?
Motion and seconded. Council discussion.
I just want to clarify, is it an increase or a decrease? Because in the materials, it looked like there was also a decrease in about the same amount, if I'm not mistaken. Right, if you look at the expenditure required, and then the total financing, I mean, oh, I see, I had it turned around, sorry. Okay, yep, got it. I had those two inverted.
I'm glad I didn't have to explain that.
What's that?
I'm glad I did not have to explain
I
that.
thought, though, I read somewhere that there was a savings of about that amount, too.
There is.
Okay,
We removed 2 additional panels of the parking lot, and we lowered the sidewalk or the driveway approaches going in. So if you've been in and out of the library parking lot, it rides much smoother now. But we also had to replace some of the sidewalk that we had not accounted for.
okay,
We knew a lot of the curb and gutter was in good shape, but because it was probably rebarred into the parking lot, we were a little uncertain how to try to salvage that. And so we had accounted for the replacement of that curb and gutter. Once the project was bid, we were able to meet with the contractor, and they had some ideas on how to go about doing that, and so that's kind of called value engineering, and we were able to, in effect, reduce the amount of the increase. We also saved the Parks Department from having to do a lot of restoration and seeding around the
got it.
edge of the curb and gutter. So
Thanks, Mike, yep.
Thanks, Mike.
Other council?
Just frequenting the library a couple of times during this project, I guess I was impressed with their ability to keep access to the library during the whole thing. So again, good planning, and it helped me getting in and out without stepping in too much mud.
And thanks, I would say, too, having experienced the same thing and going to the library, to, I think it's the church's, Methodist Church's parking lot across the street,
Yes.
or Waverly Homes, but that they opened that up for the public to use while the library was under construction, so.
good
Or the
neighbor,
lot,
good neighbors.
yeah.
Other comments? Public input? Roll call vote, please.
Lampy.
Yes.
McKenzie.
Yes.
Resdencheck.
Yes.
Waldstein.
Yes.
Resolution 17-130, unanimously approved. We have some boards and commissions reporting in. We have the Historic Preservation Commission minutes for July 24th. Any comments? Officially received. We have the monthly financial report for August. Comments? Officially received. Monthly financial report for September. Officially received. The Bremer Waverly Law Enforcement Board minutes for September 11. Comments? Officially received. We have the Library Board of Trustees minutes for September 12th. Officially received. We have the Historic Preservation Commission minutes for September 25th. Any comments? Officially received. And we have our Senior Center calendar for October, which is officially received. Staff comments.
I don't believe we have any tonight, sir. Thank you.
Okay, city council comments. Let's start with Edie, Dan, Dave, and work our way over to Dietrich. Edith?
Yeah, I would just say, for the first time, I went to the Waverly Fire Department's fire safety program this weekend, and a lot of kids there and adults as well, and it was really a nice event. So I just want to thank the Waverly Fire Department for that.
Great, great. Mr. Dan? Mr. David? Dan?
Just maybe a couple of reminders on fall leaves. Folks can put them along the curb and have them picked up if they make arrangements. Want to keep them out of the curb and gutter, those type of things.
We are doing curbside collection every week on your garbage collection day. So if you have the biodegradable bags, put them out either the night before or first thing in the morning on your garbage collection day, and we will do our best to get them that day. If we have too much going on, we'll get them the next day. Otherwise, leaf vacuuming service. If you don't want to bag them and you just want to rake them to near the curb, you can call Public Services, and for $30, we will come by with our street sweeper and vacuum them up.
And that's preferable than putting them in the curb and gutter and letting them wash down.
Do not rake them into the street and keep them on the grass, and we'll get you on the list. And usually, I think within about a week, we'll have them vacuumed up.
Just noticed a few folks raking them into the curb and gutter here this last couple of days, and I know that raises problems with the storm sewer. And
Yes, we had some localized street flooding. Was it last Tuesday we had the heavy rain? Yeah, and that was the result of leaves clogging the grates.
thank you.
Dietrich?
Sure. I guess I just want to make a comment, particularly about the soccer fields. Is that they've been pretty soaked here lately with all the rains that we've had. But there's an upcoming soccer jack-o'-lantern jamboree that tournament that the soccer club puts on. Not this weekend, but the weekend after that. The community kids and a lot of the kids in the community that brings in both clubs here from. In Waverly, all the different teams from the little kids all the way up to some of the high school age kids, and so that's coming up here in a week and a half, and that's a good community event to get out there as well. That I know I will be at all day.
Yes. Thank you for your comments. No mayoral comments other than to say thank you for all the children that have come to watch us in this short meeting, but it was important that we meet and do the business that we could. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Move you adjourn.
A second? All in favor signify with yes.
Yes.
Opposed with no. Adjourned.